Charlotte is the mother who took down the self-proclaimed revenge porn kingpin.
I knew that content had to be removed, so I called his advertisers, his attorney, even tried to contact his mom.
If we had more women like Charlotte Laws, my next guest, we might well be on our way to a more just society. Charlotte is the mother who took down the self-proclaimed revenge porn kingpin, Hunter Moore, after he posted her daughter Kayla's stolen pictures onto his website. He was arrested by the FBI January 23, 2014 for numerous counts of identity theft and security breach. He took a plea deal and is awaiting sentencing. She's written a book about her experience called Rebel in High Heels. Please welcome Charlotte to the studio. Charlotte, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Pleasure to have you here. Charlotte, as a parent, and I think any parent listening to this right now, this is really going to resonate. So tell us about the night in 2012 when you got the call from Kayla. Absolutely no mother wants to get.
Right. She was at her waitress job, and one of her friends had called her at that job and said, "This is important. I have to speak to you immediately. Go outside. Call me back." She did. That's when she learned that she was topless on this website with her name, her city, and her Twitter link.
So this is your daughter.
Yeah, and she was devastated. It was really, really tough. And she called me from the restaurant that night and said something horrible happened. And of course, as a mom, the first thing you think of is car accident.
Right, of course.
And then she told me about this website, and I had never heard of revenge porn prior to that evening.
At that moment in time, as a mom, right, you're aghast, you're angry, you've got your daughter whose heart is broken. So any of us who are parents know, right, we're only as happy as our least happy child, and right now you're in a really difficult spot.
Right.
What's your next step then? I mean, what do you...
Get it down. I mean, it has to come down immediately because I knew the internet is forever, that things multiply, that it gets worse over time, it doesn't get better. And I knew that content had to be removed.
Okay, and you know, for the record, and a lot of people don't know this, I know you know this, the one thing that I try to tell people all the time is that there is no electronic eraser.
Right.
You can't just automatically wish it away, right? So now your next step is you have to protect your daughter. Tell me what you do next.
Well, I send takedown notices to Hunter Moore, to the website, which he ignores. I start calling anyone and everyone associated with him to try to get their help. So I call his advertisers, his attorney, his publicist, his hosting company, his ISP provider, his internet security company, all these people, and even tried to contact his mom. I did that while I was trying to get her picture removed. I reached out to attorneys, and at the time, nobody really knew about revenge porn.
And this is 3 years ago?
Yeah, it was 3.5 years ago.
3.5 years ago.
So it was a while back. And so I just took it upon myself to continue to dig. I used to be a private investigator, and so I just kind of went into PI mode. And
you go into PI mode, I like this. Because I have to tell you, before, and I want you to go there, but I have to tell you, all right? So I know that I would not have had the composure and the resolve that you did. I wouldn't have.
Well, it was extremely frustrating, but what are you going to do? He wasn't complying with copyright law. What are you going to do?
Well, I would have snapped him in half like a breadstick, probably. Okay? That's, you know, just to be honest. Full disclosure here, right? All right? But you, on the other hand, became a pioneer. You, on the other hand, became an information source so that you could help other people. And that's why I commend you so much for that. Because you grabbed it, you learned it. Now, tell me, how did you bring down the revenge porn kingpin, Hunter Moore?
I figured out there was a hacking scheme associated with his website, and to find out, I started calling individuals who were depicted on his site to find out how they got on there. And at the end of my study, I found out that 40% had been hacked, mostly from the same hacker. 12% had been photoshopped, so they'd never even taken a nude picture, but their headshot had been morphed with a porn star's body and put online with their identifying information. And I gave this information to the FBI. I had about a 12-inch file by the time they came to my house, and I think that helped them to want to take the case because they realized it wasn't just my daughter, but there were so many victims. And the truth is that law enforcement is very important because these perps and these website owners are very afraid of going to prison. They're not afraid of civil suits in general. They figure the victim is not going to file a civil suit because, of course, their name could be identified with the case. They put money up sometimes. Unless you get a pro bono attorney, they spend money on an attorney, and they may get no money on the other end.
So he did, in fact, get arrested?
He did get arrested, absolutely. He shut down his site prior to when he was raided by the FBI.
He did?
Yes.
Like that would make it go away. Right. You were able to to get legislation passed. Tell us about it.
I have met with many, many politicians around the country. We now have laws have been passed in 18 states, and Representative Jackie Spear of California is planning to bring forth a federal law in the near future.
Wow,
so that's really important in the fight against revenge porn.
That's fantastic. that is absolutely amazing. I really mean that. Charlotte, I want to say thank you. I wish you all the success in your fight in getting these laws passed. We've told you how to protect yourselves from being exploited online. When we come back, the art of safe sexting, whatever that means. Stay with me.